Concern over lack of progress in amending Electoral Act, and ANC NEC speaks out against government's over-reliance on tenders. I'm Lebo Changela with this news update. The Centre for Constitutional Rights has raised concern about lack of progress made in amending the Electoral Act to allow registered South Africans to vote outside the country's borders. A Constitutional Court ruling in 2009 found a section of the Electoral Act to be an unjustifiable limitation of the right to vote. Advocate Johan Kruger says with only 2 years before the next general election, it may already be too late for amendment.
We would like to try and avoid the situation where shortly before the next general election, the matter is only raised again. Hence, giving a good lead-up and enough time before the next national election, it's important to start raising the matter again. Not so much to challenge it at this point in time, but rather to work with government, to work with the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Independent Electoral Commission in order to give effect to the court's rulings and in order to give effect to Section 19 of the Constitution.
The Independent Electoral Commission will on Wednesday oversee 11 by-elections in 8 provinces. 56 voting stations will be operational. IEC Chief Electoral Officer Mosotho Moepua.
It is not unusual that we have 13 vacancies that have led to by-elections in 1 month. We are used to this. It happens very regularly. In some months, it can be even busier than this. Perhaps it proves that our democracy works.
The ANC's National Executive Committee has spoken out against government's over-reliance on tenders. The ruling party says the continued reliance on tenders is undermining the capacity of the state. ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe explains.
State construction capacity needs to be developed urgently for the state to undertake some of the projects and have the capacity to monitor and ensure quality assurance in those projects that are outsourced. Developing that construction capacity of the state was informed by the feeling in the NEC that over-dependence on tenders is killing the capacity of the state, is not necessarily delivering at the level that is expected, and we think that it is one area that actually creates opportunity for corruption.
And honeymoon murder accused Srin Divine will appear in a British court this week for a health assessment and not an extradition hearing. A decision on whether he'll be ordered to return to Cape Town to stand trial is expected to be announced at a later date. Divine has repeatedly denied arranging the contract killing of his 28-year-old wife Annie, who was shot in an apparent car hijacking while on their honeymoon in Cape Town in November 2010. In March, Britain's High Court temporarily halted Divine's extradition on mental health grounds. Divine is being treated in a mental health hospital in his hometown of Bristol, Western England.